case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for.
In 1994, the Oregon Court of Appeals decided the case of Webb v. Underhill, which centered on the interpretation of the language of a will to determine whether the remainder interests of beneficiaries were vested or contingent. This legal dispute arose from a family disagreement over property division following the death of their father, Ernest. Ernest's will stated that his wife, Agnes, would have possession of all property until her death or remarriage, at which point the property would be split evenly among 4 of their 6 children. If any of the 4 named children were no longer alive, their share would pass to their children. The plaintiffs in the case claimed that the interests of the children were vested, while the defendant argued they were contingent. The lower court made an error by separating its decision into factual findings and legal conclusions. The appellate court instead determined that the question of whether the interests were vested or contingent was a legal matter. It found that the interests of the named children and their descendants were alternative contingent remainders, not vested remainders that could be taken away. This crucial legal conclusion was reached after one of the named children, Delbert, died, leaving his wife Carol and their 3 adult children. The court ultimately ruled that all future interests in the case were contingent, as the interests of the children and grandchildren were alternative contingent remainders. This meant that no partition action could be maintained by any of the parties until the death or remarriage of Agnes. The appellate court therefore affirmed the trial court's decision to grant the defendant's summary judgment motion and dismiss the case.
Case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for. Visit lsd.law, elevate your mind. Leave the stress of climb.